Ok, em nghe lần đầu nhé.
I get up at 6 a.m. I go to the kitchen to prepare breakfast for my family. My parents usually eat bread with fried egg. I often eat toast with sausage. My brother gets up late, so he skips breakfast. He drinks a glass of milk, then goes to school. I and my mother likes to drink orange juice at breakfast. My father likes to drink coffee after breakfast. After that, my family go to work.
Rồi đọc anh nghe nhé.
I get up at 6 a.m.
I get up at 6 a.m.
I go to the kitchen to prepare breakfast for my family.
I go to the kitchen to prepare breakfast for my family.
My parents usually eat bread with fried egg.
My parents usually eat bread with fried egg.
I often eat toast with sausage.
I often eat toast with sausage.
My brother gets up late, so he skips breakfast.
My brother gets up late, so he skips breakfast.
He drinks a glass of milk, then goes to school.
He drinks a glass of milk, then go to school.
I and my mother likes to drink orange juice at breakfast.
I and my mother like to drink other fruits at breakfast.
My father likes to drink coffee after breakfast.
My father like to drink coffee after breakfast.
After that, my family go to work.
After that, my family go to work.
Rồi, nghe lại nhé.
I get up at 6 a.m. I go to the kitchen to prepare breakfast for my family. My parents usually eat bread with fried egg. I often eat toast with sausage. My brother gets up late, so he skips breakfast. He drinks a glass of milk, then goes to school. I and my mother likes to drink orange juice at breakfast. My father likes to drink coffee after breakfast. After that, my family go to work. I get up at 6 a.m. I get up at 6 a.m. I go to the kitchen to prepare breakfast for my family. My parents usually eat bread with fried egg. I often eat toast with sausage. My brother gets up late, so he skips breakfast. He drinks a glass of milk, then goes to school. I and my mother likes to drink orange juice at breakfast. My father likes to drink coffee after breakfast. After that, my family go to work. I get up at 6 a.m. I go...
Rồi đặt câu hỏi cho anh nhé. Rồi câu đầu tiên.
Anh đợi em một xíu nha.
Ok.
Dạ rồi. Um, when 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 do you get up?
Okay.
What do you prepare for my family?
Your family.
Your family. What what do your parents usually eat? What do you often eat? Why do your brother skip breakfast?
Meow.
What do your what does he drink before he go to school? He goes to school.
Goes thêm Z thôi, không có gì phải làm. What does he drink? Your brother drink before he goes to school. Okay.
What what do your mother and you like to drink?
You and your mother like to drink.
What do your father like to drink?
The breakfast.
After breakfast. What do your family do
After breakfast.
after breakfast?
Rồi anh hỏi nhá. When do you get up?
I get up 6 a.m.
Ất, có đủ giới chứ. When do you get up?
I get up at 6 a.m.
What do you prepare for your family?
I go to the kitchen to prepare the breakfast for my family.
Family không có S nha. What do you prepare for your family?
I go to the kitchen to prepare breakfast.
Từ đấy bằng là prepare chứ không phải repair.
Prepare, prepare. I go to the kitchen to prepare breakfast for my family.
Rồi, hỏi lại này. What time do you get up?
I get up at 6 a.m.
What time do you get up?
I get up at 6 a.m.
What do you prepare for your family?
I go to the kitchen to prepare repair đúng không?
Prepare.
Repair I go to the kitchen to prepare breakfast for my family.
What do you prepare for your family?
I go to the kitchen to prepare uh, prepare the breakfast.
Không có the prepare breakfast đâu.
Prepare breakfast for my family.
Uh, what do your parents usually eat?
My parents usually eat bread with fried egg.
What do your parents usually eat?
My my parents usually eat bread with my fried egg.
With fried eggs. What do you often eat?
Uh, I often eat cod with sausage.
Toast, coat.
Toast. 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 Toast.
What do you often eat?
I often eat toast with sausage.
What do your parents usually eat?
My parents usually eat toast with fried egg.
Fry or fry? Fry.
Fry, fry, fry,
Fry.
fry là fry hay là fry?
Fry.
Fry, 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 fry egg,
Fry egg.
fry egg, egg.
Rồi.
My parents usually eat bread with
Bread.
bread.
Bờ
Bread.
có chữ bread, chữ bờ lướt quá. Bread.
Bread, bread, bread. My parents usually eat bread, bread with fried egg.
With fried eggs. So what do you often eat?
I often eat toast with sauces.
What do you often eat?
I often eat toast with sauces.
Sauces. Anh hỏi là bốn câu này. What time did you get up?
I get up at 6 a.m.
What time did you get up?
I get up at 6 a.m.
So, what do you prepare for your family?
I go to the kitchen to prepare.
To prepare. Prepare.
Yeah.
Em cái nào nó có một phụ âm đi trước âm r em hay phát âm thiếu.
Prepare.
Pre,
Prepare.
pre, chứ không phải re.
Prepare. Prepare. Prepare.
Pờ chứ không phải phờ. Prepare.
Prepare. Prepare.
Prepare chứ không phải prefer.
Prepare.
Prepare. Hai chữ pờ. Em đọc thành prefer rồi.
Prepare.
Prepare.
Prepare. Prepare. Đọc
Thế
vậy
từ
đúng.
bánh mì đọc anh xem nào.
Bread.
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 Cái từ này thì đỡ hơn. Okay. What do you prepare for your family?
I go to the kitchen to prepare breakfast for my family.
What do your parents usually eat?
My parents usually eat bread, bread with fried egg.
And what do your parents usually eat?
My parents usually eat bread with fried egg.
What do you often eat?
I often eat toast with sauces.
What do you often eat?
I often eat toast with sausage.
Okay, sausage. Um, why do your brothers skip breakfast?
Uh, my brother gets up late, so he skips breakfast.
Why does your brother usually? Why does your brother? Why does is that way too?
My brother gets up uh, late, so he skips breakfast.
Lần nữa này. Why does your brother skip breakfast?
My brother gets up late, so he skips breakfast.
Okay. What does your brother drink before he goes to school?
He drinks a glass of milk, then go to school.
What does your brother drink before he goes to school?
He drinks a glass of milk, then go to school.
Go to school.
Go to school.
Okay. What does your brother drink before he goes to school?
He drinks a glass of milk. Um, he drink a, he drinks glass of milk, then go to school.
Go to school. So why does your brother skip breakfast?
My brother get gets up late, so he skip breakfast.
Why does your brother skip breakfast?
My brother get up late, so he skip breakfast.
Uh, skip breakfast. What does your brother drink before he goes to school?
My brother he drink a glass of milk. Then
Glass of milk. Milk.
glass of milk. Glass of milk. Glass of milk. He drinks a glass of milk, then go to school.
Uh, what does he drink before he goes to school?
He drinks a glass of milk, a glass of milk, then go to school.
Okay. 7, 8 này. What do you and your mother like to drink?
I mother I and mother likes to
I and my
drink.
mother.
I and my mother likes to drink other orange juice,
Juice. Juice.
juice,
MS là
juice,
juice.
juice, juice, and breakfast.
What do you and your mother like to drink?
I and my mother likes to drink orange juice at breakfast.
Okay. What does your father like to drink after breakfast?
My father likes to drink coffee after breakfast.
What does your mother like to drink after breakfast?
My my father likes to drink after breakfast.
What do your family do after breakfast?
After that, my family go to
Dừng,
work.
dừng, 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 đọc anh. After that.
After that, after that, after that, after that, my family go to work.
What do your family do after that?
After that, my family go to work.
Okay. What do you and your mother like to drink?
I and my mother like to drink orange juice at breakfast.
What do you and your mother like to drink?
I I and my mother like to drink orange juice at breakfast.
Uh, what does your father like to drink after breakfast?
My father like to drink coffee after breakfast.
What does your father like to drink after breakfast?
My father like to drink coffee after breakfast.
Okay, after breakfast. Um, what do your family do after breakfast?
Uh, after after that after that, my father go to work.
What do your family do after breakfast?
After that, my family go to work.
Okay, anh hỏi lại 5 câu. Why does your brother skip breakfast?
Uh, my brother gets up.
No, no,
My,
no. Why does your brother skip breakfast?
my brother gets up late. Then he skips breakfast.
Uh,
Oh, he skips breakfast.
what does he drink after before he goes to school?
He drink a glass of milk. Then go to school.
What do you and your mother drink at breakfast?
I and my mother like to drink orange juice at breakfast.
What does your father like to drink after breakfast?
My father like to drink coffee after breakfast.
How do your family? How do your family? What do your family do after breakfast?
After that, my family go to work.
Ok, anh hỏi lại một lượt tất cả các câu này. When do you get up?
I get up at 6 a.m.
What do you prepare for your breakfast? What do you prepare for your family?
I go to the kitchen to prepare breakfast for my families.
What do your parents eat? What do your parents usually eat?
My my parents usually eat bread with fried egg.
What do your parents usually eat?
My parents usually eat bread with fried egg.
What do you often eat?
I often eat toast with sausages.
Why does your brother skip breakfast?
My brother get up late, so he skips breakfast.
Uh, what does he drink when he skip breakfast?
He drink a glass of milk, then go to school.
Uh,
Để em một xíu.
okay.
Dạ vâng.
What do you and your mother like to drink at breakfast?
I and my mother like to drink orange juice as breakfast.
Uh, what does your father like to drink after breakfast?
My mother like to drink coffee after breakfast.
What do your family do after breakfast?
After that, my family go to work.
Ok, em kể chuyện cho anh nghe này.
Yeah.
Nghe rap chưa?
Um, I I get up at 6 a.m. I go to kitchen to repair
Repair rồi, prepare.
repair repair to repair breakfast for my families for my family. Mm, my parents usually eat bread with fried egg. I often eat toast with sauces. Mm, my brother get up too late, so he skip breakfast. Mm, he drink a glass of milk, then go to school. Um, I and my mother, uh, I and my mother like to drink orange juice. Orange juice as breakfast. My father likes to drink coffee. That after breakfast, mm, after that, my family go to work.
Một lần nữa nào, tốc độ hơn một chút nhé.
I get up at 6 a.m. I go to the chicken to repair breakfast for my families. Mm, my parents usually eat rice with fried egg. I often eat toast with sauces. My father get up too late, so he skip breakfast. Um, he uh, he drink uh, he drink a glass of milk, then go to school. I and my mother like to drink orange juice as a breakfast. My father like to drink coffee after breakfast. After that, my family go to work.
Rồi, anh hỏi lẫn các câu này. What do you and your mother drink at breakfast?
I and my mother drink. I and my mother like to drink orange juice as breakfast.
What time, when do you get up?
I get up at 6 a.m.
What do your parents usually eat?
My parents usually eat rice with fried egg.
What does your father like to drink after breakfast?
Um, my father, my father, my father like to drink coffee after breakfast.
What do you, what does your brother drink before he goes to school?
He drink a glass of milk, then go to school.
What do you prepare for your family?
I go to the kitchen to prepare breakfast for my families.
What do your brother, why do your brother skip breakfast?
My brother gets up late, so he skips breakfast.
What do your family do after breakfast?
After that, mm, my family go to work.
Còn câu gì nữa không nhỉ? What do you often eat?
I often eat toast with sauces.
What do you and your mother like to drink at breakfast?
I and my mother like to drink orange juice, egg, uh, egg breakfast.
What does your brother like? What does your brother drink before he goes to school?
He drink a glass of milk, then get to school.
Rồi bây giờ anh cho em hỏi này, tập hỏi này. 2 câu 1 lần, mỗi câu 2 lần.
When do you get up?
I get up at 6 a.m.
When do you get up?
Đọc rõ này. When do you get up?
When do you get up?
I get up at 6 a.m.
When do you get up?
I get up at 6 a.m.
What do you prepare for your family?
Your family. I go to the kitchen and prepare. I go to the kitchen to prepare breakfast for my family.
What do you repair for your families? Family.
I go to the kitchen to prepare breakfast for my family.
When do you get up?
I get up at 6 a.m.
When do you get up?
I get up at 6 a.m.
What do you repair for your family?
I go to the kitchen and prepare breakfast for my family.
What do you
prepare.
What do you repair for your family?
I go to the kitchen and prepare breakfast for my family. Tiếp.
What do your parents usually eat?
My parents usually eat bread with fried eggs.
What do your parents usually eat?
My parents usually eat bread with fried eggs.
What do you often eat?
I often eat toast with sauces.
What do you often eat?
I often eat toast with sauces. Okay.
What do your parents usually eat?
My parents usually eat bread with fried eggs.
What do your parents usually eat?
My parents usually eat bread with fried eggs.
What do you often eat?
I often eat toast with sauces.
What do you often eat?
I often eat toast with sauces.
Why do your that why do your Why did your brother skip breakfast?
My brother's gets up late, so he skips breakfast.
What does your brother why does your brother skip breakfast?
My brothers get up late, so he skips breakfast.
What does your brother drink before he go to school?
Ghost. That
He
goes.
go,
That.
he go to school.
Okay.
Go.
He drinks a glass of milk, then goes to school.
What what does your brother drink before he go to school?
He drinks a glass of milk, then goes to school.
What the brothers why the your brothers skip breakfast?
My brother skips breakfast. My brother usually gets up late, so he skips breakfast.
Why does your father skip breakfast?
Uh, my brother usually get up late, so he skips breakfast.
What does what does your brothers what does to drink before he go to school?
Lần nữa.
What does your brother to drink before he go to school?
My brother drinks a glass of milk before he goes to school.
What does your brother to drink? What does your brother drink before he go to school?
Before he goes to school, he drinks a glass of milk. Tiếp. Quên được tên ở pen chứ.
What do you What do you and your mother like to drink?
And my mother likes to drink orange juice at breakfast.
What did you What did you and your mother like to drink?
And my mother likes to drink orange juice at breakfast.
What does your father like to drink after breakfast?
My father likes to drink coffee after breakfast.
What does your father like to drink after breakfast?
My father likes to drink coffee after breakfast.
What does your family do after breakfast?
After that, my family go to work.
What do your family do after breakfast?
After that, my family goes to work. Go to work. Ok. Lại cho anh ba câu này.
What do uh, my father to drink my
Bạn với mẹ uống cái gì bữa
Tôi và mẹ tôi uống gì hả? What do you and your mother like to drink?
I and my mother likes to drink gì ta?
Drink orange.
Orange juice at breakfast.
Yes. What do you and your mother like to drink?
I and my mother like to drink orange juice at breakfast.
What do What did your father like to drink after breakfast?
And my father likes to drink coffee after breakfast.
What did your father to drink after
Like to
breakfast?
drink.
Yeah. What did your father like to drink after breakfast?
My father likes to drink coffee after breakfast.
What do your family do after breakfast?
After that, my family go to work. Ok, sang bài tiếp theo nhé.
Yeah.
Nói hỏi từ trước này. Lớp học.
Class.
Phòng học.
Classroom.
Classroom. Room, không phải room. Room, U.
Classroom.
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 Bài học.
Classroom.
Bài học.
Lesson.
Câu hỏi.
Question.
Câu trả lời.
Answer.
Giáo viên.
Teacher.
Học sinh.
Student.
Lớp trưởng.
Tự nhiên quên.
Monitor.
Yeah.
Monitor.
Monitor. Monitor. Yes. Monitor.
Cái bảng.
Cái bảng là board. Board.
Lên bảng.
Go to the board.
Sách giáo khoa.
Textbook. Textbook.
Textbook. Rồi thôi, trường học.
School.
Đi học.
Mấy cái ảnh.
Vở. Thôi, vở ai chả biết.
Nhiều khi em không biết sao.
Thế còn vở nào?
Notebook.
Đúng, em không biết thật. Note. Notebook.
Notebook.
Đấy, 3 lần đi.
Notebook.
Rồi, bài tập về nhà.
Homework.
Làm bài tập về nhà.
Do your homework.
Ok. Hỏi.
Ask.
Trả lời.
Answer.
Mở sách ra.
Open your book.
Đóng sách lại.
Close your book.
Đi vào.
Enter.
Cái phím trên bàn, cái phím để ấn, bình thường hay ấn này, phím nên được gọi là phím gì?
Enter.
Sao đọc Enter à? Chép cái gì? Chép lại cái gì?
Chép write something. Write something down.
Đúng rồi. Lắng nghe ai? Cái gì? Mấy cái đấy là VI, phải có thêm giới cũng danh nha.
Lắng nghe. Listen to somebody.
Nhìn ngắm ai?
Look to somebody.
Look at 3 lần. Cứ đọc anh look at thôi.
Look at somebody.
Look at 3 lần nhé.
Look at.
Ok. Đứng lên.
Stand up.
Ngồi xuống.
Sit down.
Rồi. Bài này viết là một buổi học, thế nên là đó, ngày xưa đi học như nào, hoặc là bây giờ viết với vai trò là giáo viên cũng được, thì một buổi học sẽ diễn ra như nào đó, thì em bây giờ viết lại. Chờ anh một chút nào. Đây. Copy sau vậy. Bây giờ cho anh câu mở đầu này.
Tôi là một giáo viên cấp 2.
Tôi là giáo viên tiếng Anh nhé.
Dạ.
Okay. Rồi. Hôm nay tôi có một giờ học gì đấy ở đâu đấy chẳng hạn.
Mỗi ngày tôi đến lớp vào buổi sáng.
Mỗi ngày tôi đến lớp buổi sáng. Tới trường chứ đúng không? Trường. Tới lớp đi. À,
À,
lớp thì học sinh sẽ thường làm gì đó?
học sinh sẽ học
Không
học
có
sinh
dạy,
học
chào
sinh
đâu.
học sinh đứng dậy chào.
Đúng rồi, học sinh đứng dậy chào. Rồi,
Tôi bảo học sinh ngồi xuống.
được.
Tôi cho phép học sinh
Tôi
ngồi xuống.
cho phép học sinh, tôi cho đi, tôi cho học sinh ngồi xuống. Đó, xong rồi bắt đầu là hãy kiểm tra bài cũ đúng không? Gọi học sinh lên bảng trả lời ấy, đúng không?
Ờ, kiểm tra bài cũ.
Tôi phải đặt câu chứ.
Tôi kiểm tra tôi trước khi vào bài học tôi sẽ kiểm tra bài cũ.
Được rồi, gọn cho câu đấy lại hơn cho anh được không? Không có sẽ nhé, bởi vì việc thường xuyên nên là không có sẽ. Trước trước khi vào bài học tôi kiểm tra bài cũ. À,
Sau đó
có
tôi bắt đầu
gọi ai lên bảng trả lời không? Gọi lên bảng trả lời câu đấy hay dùng đấy.
tôi gọi hai
Gọi lớp
em học
trưởng này. Tôi gọi lớp
tôi
trưởng lên bảng trả lời nha.
tôi gọi khoảng hai học sinh lên trả bài thôi, lên bảng.
Ờ, ok, nhưng mà thế thì hơi dài nhá. Gọi này, lên này, trả bài này, 3 lần, 3 động từ hơi dài. Thôi gọi ở đây từ lớp trưởng, chắc em hay quên cho từ lớp trưởng nhé.
Dạ vâng.
Tôi gọi lớp trưởng đi. Lên bảng. Xong rồi đấy, tiếp theo đây.
Ờ, ờ, sau đó
Cậu ta
tôi
trả lời câu hỏi của tôi chẳng hạn. Đấy, chỉ câu nữa thôi. Chả được thử hỏi.
vậy anh thêm cái câu sau một xíu là lên bảng
Trả lời.
trả lời của tôi.
Ok, trả lời câu hỏi nó hơi dài.
Chả sao ạ.
Ok. Rồi, tiếp. Cậu bắt đầu bài học được chưa?
Sau đó tôi bắt đầu bài học mới.
Đây này, giảng bài này. Giảng bài đi. Không. Bắt đầu bài học mới cũng tương đương với giảng bài cũng được. Nói mấy từ lắng nghe này, nhìn lên bảng này, đấy, viết bài này, mấy từ của bọn học sinh đấy.
Từ từ
Từ chuyên của học sinh.
tôi yêu cầu học sinh mở sách.
Yêu cầu học sinh mở sách. Ok, cũng được. Tôi bảo học sinh đi. Yêu cầu nó hơi nặng. Tôi bảo học sinh mở sách ra này. Rồi, thì nữa.
Ờ, lắng nghe tôi giảng
Ai lắng nghe?
và chép lại.
Ai lắng nghe phải có từ, có đối tượng chứ.
Ờ, học sinh lắng nghe tôi nó cái
Lắng nghe tôi đúng không?
và
Và chép bài hả? Không, nhìn lên bảng và lắng nghe tôi đi.
lên bảng
2, 4, 6, 8, 9 rồi.
anh ở trên cái chỗ mà đứng dậy chào á là tôi bước vào lớp.
Đúng, được. Nhưng mà phải có từ nối. Phải nói
À,
2 câu.
tôi bước vào lớp, sau đó đèn.
Không hay lắm. Có từ khác dễ hơn, anh nghĩ một tí nào.
After.
Tiếng Việt cơ, nói câu tiếng Việt anh duyệt được xem đã.
Tôi bước vào lớp và
Khi tôi bước vào lớp, đúng không?
khi tôi bước vào lớp.
Cái khi này tôi hợp lý. Khi tôi vào lớp. Đó. Học sinh đứng dậy chào rồi. Có cho bài tập về nhà, cuối giờ cho bài tập về nhà là hợp lý.
Tôi cho rất nhiều bài tập về nhà.
Úi giời ơi, quên mình từng là một thời học sinh à.
Chả sao, bây giờ mình là cương vị giáo viên, mình làm gì cho được.
Ok, tôi giao, tôi cho cái này từ tôi giao nhiều bài tập về nhà. Rồi kết thúc chưa?
Dạ vâng.
Ok. Câu đầu tiên dịch cho anh sang tiếng Anh.
I am a teacher, a English teacher.
Other của anh đâu?
I am a English teacher.
An English teacher. Anh ở đầu nguyên âm mà. Rồi. Tới lớp vào buổi sáng nào.
Tới lớp. I go to class in the morning every day.
Rồi. Mỗi ngày thế thì cho mỗi sáng đi nhỉ? Every morning được.
Every morning.
Rồi.
When I enter class.
The class. Từ. Đây là tới lớp. Thế này thì I go to the class này. When I enter the class. Học sinh thì em xử lý nha, nó là C đấy.
Students stand up.
Nhưng mà học sinh thì em xử lý như nào đã?
Nó là team S.
Thêm S nhưng mà phải thêm dơ nữa, bởi vì đây này tất cả học sinh phải đứng lên đúng không? Không có sót đứa nào đúng không?
The student.
Em sẽ dùng dơ đi với số nhiều để chỉ tất cả.
The student stand up. Say hello.
Stand up. To greet. Chào.
To greet.
Cho là gì em có biết không? Cho phép.
Give.
Không, cho đấy là đưa cho. Cho phép là allow.
Allow. I allow the student sit down.
To sit down chứ. Động từ thứ hai. The student to sit down. Rồi tiếp.
Before we enter the lessons.
Enter the lesson.
Yes.
Before
we enter the lesson, I test the
we start
the I test
before we start new lessons. Ngày mới. I kiểm tra là check. Bài cũ là gì?
homework.
Old lesson hoặc là previous lesson. The old lesson.
The old lesson.
Này 3 động từ ấy, xử lý cho cẩn thận nha.
I call I request.
I call được, gọi em dùng động từ trực tiếp
I
từ gọi anh được.
Yeah, I call the dạ chị lớp trưởng của luôn.
The monitor.
The monitor. The monitor. I call the monitor go
Động từ thứ hai.
to answer the my question. To answer.
Monitor lên bảng đâu.
Go to the board.
Đọc lại cho anh từ đầu nào.
I call the monitor. Go to.
Động từ thứ hai. Câu
To
động
go.
từ thứ hai.
To go to the board.
Đúng rồi. Dài chỗ này.
To answer my question.
Giảng bài là give lesson.
After that, hoặc là then I
After that được.
after that I begin give.
Nào, động từ thứ hai. Cái đấy anh giảng bài chứ.
I begin.
Give là động từ đúng không?
Yeah. Give. I begin to give.
Đúng rồi.
Give the lesson, the new lesson.
Give new lesson, give lesson thôi, đúng như giảng bài đấy thôi.
To give lesson.
Bảo là gì?
Yêu cầu. Bảo.
Bảo khác yêu cầu, em đã dùng từ bảo thì phải dùng động từ bảo. Còn yêu
Em
cầu là động từ khác.
em không biết.
Bảo là tell somebody. Bảo kể.
I tell the students open your book.
Lại sai đấy kìa.
To open your book.
To open the book.
The students look on the ball. Look at the ball. And listen to me.
Giao là gì em biết không? Giao hay phân công?
Dạ không.
Sai. Assignment là bài tập này. Assign chính là giao hay phân công.
Assign phân công. Yes, assign.
Giao là phân công.
I assign a lot of homework for student.
Nó có sai thôi. Có cho học sinh đâu. Chỉ tôi phân công nhiều bài tập ở nhà thôi.
Yeah.
Rồi. Để em Thanh đã bài dài thế. Không dài, còn có nhiều câu dài nữa.
I am an English teacher. I go to the class every morning. When I enter the class, the student stands. I am an English teacher. I go to the class every morning. When I enter the class, the student stands up to greet.
Students xuống nhiều.
I allow the students to sit down.
Cái từ stand là không có em mà đúng không?
Đúng rồi. Đấy chắc vừa nãy thêm em mình nhầm chỗ đấy. Đáng định thêm em ở đây này, thêm em nhầm một chữ stand.
Before we start new lessons, I check the old lesson. I call the monitor to go to the board to answer my question. After that, I begin to give lessons. I tell the students to open the book. The students look at the board and listen to me. I assign a lot of homework.
Đọc vào nhé.
I am an English teacher.
One English teacher.
I go to the class every morning.
I go to the class every morning.
When I enter the class, the students stand up to greet.
When I enter the class, the students stand up to greet.
I allow the students to sit down.
I allow the student to sit down.
Before we start new lessons, I check the old lesson.
Before we start new lessons, I check the old lessons.
The old lesson.
The old lesson.
I call the monitor to go to the board to answer my question.
I call the monitor. I call the monitor to go to the board to answer my questions.
After that, I begin to give lessons. I tell the
After that, I begin to give lessons.
students to open the book.
I tell the student to open the book.
The students look at the board and listen to me.
The students look at the board. The student look at the board and listen to me.
I assign a lot of homework.
I assign a lot of homework.
Nghe lại đi.
I am an English teacher. I go to the class every morning. When I enter the class, the students stand up to greet. I allow the students to sit down. Before we start new lessons, I check the old lesson. I call the monitor to go to the board to answer my question. After that, I begin to give lessons. I tell the students to open the book. The students look at the board and listen to me. I assign a lot of homework. I am an English teacher. I go to the class every morning. When I enter the class, the students stand up to greet. I allow the students to sit down. Before we start new lessons, I check the old lesson. I call the monitor to go to the board to answer my question. After that, I begin to give lessons. I tell the students to open the book. The students look at the board and listen to me. I assign a lot of homework. I am an English teacher.
Nghe đọc câu hỏi em nhé. Rồi, câu đầu tiên. Nghề nghiệp với câu hỏi đặc trưng hỏi nghề nghiệp.
What are your major?
Major, hỏi hẳn chuyên ngành của bạn là gì ấy? Bạn làm
Um,
nghề gì thôi chứ?
Work.
What do you do thôi? What's your job thôi?
What are your job?
What is your job? What's your job luôn? Tiếp.
What's your job? Um, eh, um, what do what, what do you go to? Where do you go every day? Every morning. What do the student do when you into class?
You
Yeah.
dùng when you enter the class.
Yes. When you
When they là when you.
yeah, you.
When they, học sinh làm gì khi chúng vào lớp đúng không?
Không, khi em vào lớp học sinh làm gì á?
Ok 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 ok. Tưởng- ok.
Câu hỏi hơi dài.
Dài em vấn đề chứ dài anh thì bình thường.
À, ờ, này hỏi sao trời?
Bạn cho học sinh làm gì thôi.
What do you allow the students?
Làm gì?
What do you allow the student
Làm nữa.
do?
To do, nhắc mãi động từ thứ hai mà vẫn nhớ nó sao?
What do you do
You
before you start new lessons?
start start
Start new
bây giờ sẽ start start
stop. Ủa, cái này là đọc là stop ha?
start stop
Stop.
stop start start. Âm ô
Stop.
tô em đọc là gì, là car đúng không?
Stop.
Start đúng rồi.
Stop.
Start
Như ngôi sao ấy nha.
nó đấy.
Start. Start. Ủa sao em quen đọc star ta? Start.
Cái đấy lại còn phải bàn. Tiếng Anh ở Việt Nam phát âm sai thì thôi cũng phải bàn luôn. Nhiều từ cơ bản phát âm sai, cũng mượn tiếng Việt đọc ra nó sai nhiều.
Start. Start.
Ừ.
Start. 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 Cái chữ này. Anh đợi một xíu nha, em buộc con mèo đây. Nó
Sao
em
vậy?
quá.
Nó chơi nghịch quá à?
Dạ vâng, em khó chịu quá.
Rồi.
Dạ xong.
Ừ.
Start. 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 Rồi
Tiếp
câu tiếp
nào.
theo là ừm, để làm gì hả ta?
Ủa, để làm gì nào? What để đầu và for để cuối. Ví dụ như cậu đến
À,
đây để làm gì nào? What do you come here for?
what do you call the monitor for?
Lên bảng làm gì?
Go to go call the monitor to go to the board for.
Ừ.
What do you do after that?
Ừ.
What do you tell? What do you tell the student do?
Lại động từ thứ hai. Quên.
What do you do the student do? What do you tell the student do?
To do. Động từ thứ hai.
What do you tell the student to do?
Ừ. Tiếp. Học sinh làm gì trong lớp, trong giờ học cũng được.
What do the student do in the class?
Đúng không?
In in the in the lessons.
In the class cũng được. Hoặc là during the lesson. Trong, em biết từ during không?
Dạ biết, dạ biết.
Trong suốt giờ học.
Yes.
Câu cuối quá dễ.
Dễ ha.
Chả dễ. Bạn phân công cái gì là xong, nó chả dễ.
What do you assign? Assign. Assign.
Ơ
Assign.
sai.
Assign. Assign. What do you assign?
Hỏi bắt đầu anh hỏi này. What's your job?
I'm an English teacher.
What's your job?
I'm an English teacher.
Where do you go every day, every morning?
I go to class. I go to the class every morning.
Where do you go every morning?
I go to the class every morning.
No. What's your job?
I'm an English teacher.
What's your job?
I'm an English teacher.
Where where you go every day?
I go to the class every morning.
Class đúng rồi, em đọc từ đấy đúng tiếng Anh ấy. Tiếng Mỹ là phải class cơ, tiếng Anh class. Where do you go every morning?
I go to the class every morning.
So, what do the students do when you enter the class?
Why I enter the class, the students the students stand up to
Greet.
read, 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 read.
What do you do when you? What do the students do when you enter the class?
When I enter the class, the students stand up to read.
Okay. What do you allow the students to do?
I allow the students to sit down.
What do you allow the students to do?
I allow the students to sit down.
Mm-hmm. What do the students do when you enter the class?
When I enter the class, um, the students the students stand up to read, read, to read, read.
With me. I read it, đúng nhỉ? What do the students do when you enter the class?
When I enter the class, the students stand up to read.
Okay. To read xong rồi. What do you allow the students to do?
I allow the students to sit down.
What do you allow the students to do?
I allow the students to sit down.
Okay. Rồi 4 câu này. What's your job?
I'm an English teacher.
English teacher.
English teacher.
Uh, what? Where you go every morning?
I go to the class every morning.
What do the students do when you enter the class?
When I enter the class, the students stand up to read.
Okay. What do you allow the students to do?
I allow students to sit down.
The student thôi nhé, không có phải most student không đâu. What do you allow the students to do?
I allow the students to sit down.
What do you do before you start new lessons?
Before we start new lessons, I check the I check the all lessons.
What do you do before you What do you do before you start new lessons?
Before we start before we start new lesson, I check your lessons.
Okay. What do you call the monitor to go to the board for?
I call the monitor. I call the monitor go to I call the monitor to go to the board to answer my questions.
What do you do before you start? What do you do before you start new lessons?
Before we start new lesson, I check I check the lesson.
What do you do before you start? Before you start new lessons?
Before before we start new lesson, I check the lessons.
Okay, check the lesson. What do you call the monitor to go to the board for?
I call monitor to go to the board to answer my questions.
What do you call the monitor go to the board for?
I call monitor. I call monitor. I call the monitor to go to the board to answer my questions.
Okay, answer my question. Tiếp. What do you do after that?
After that, I begin to give lessons.
What do you do after that?
After that, I begin to give lessons.
What do you tell the students to do?
I tell the student to open To open the book.
Open, open,
Open. 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 Em cứ bị sai cái từ này nữa.
sai nhiều mấy cái từ nhỏ phết đấy.
Dạ vâng. I tell the student to open the book.
What do you tell the students to do?
I tell the student to open the book.
Okay. What do you do after that?
Còn câu cuối kìa anh.
Còn 2 câu nữa cơ.
Dạ vâng.
Tạm nào. What do you do after that?
After that, I begin give lessons.
Lại thiếu tu rồi.
I begin to give lessons.
What do you do after that?
After that, I begin to give lessons.
Okay. So what do you tell the students to do?
I tell the students to open the book.
What do you tell the students to do?
I tell the student to open the book.
4 câu này. What do you do before you start new lesson?
Before we start new lessons, I check the old lesson.
Check the old lesson. Who do you call to go to the? What do you call the monitor to go to the board to?
I call the monitor to go to the board to answer my questions.
What do you do after that?
After that, I begin to give lessons.
Okay. Begin to give lesson. Còn thiếu một câu nữa này. What do you tell your students to do?
I tell the student to open the book.
Open
the book. Open the book.
What do you tell the students to do?
I tell the student to open the book.
2 câu cuối. What do the student do during the class?
The student look at the board and listen to me.
What do the student do during the class?
The student look at the board and listen to me.
Okay. What do you assign?
I assign a lot of homework.
What do you assign?
I assign a lot of homework.
Okay. What do the students do during the class?
The students look at the board and listen to me.
What do the students do during the class?
The student look at the board and listen to me.
What do you assign?
I assign a lot of homework.
What do you assign?
I assign a lot of homework.
Lại tất cả câu này. What is your job?
I'm an English teacher.
Tiếp theo là cái gì nhỉ? I'm an English teacher.
Go to every morning.
Where do you go every morning?
I go to the class every morning.
What do the students do when you enter the class?
When I enter the class, the students stand up to read.
What do you what do you
Sit down.
what do you allow the students to do?
I allow the students to sit down.
What do you do before you start new lessons?
Before we start new lesson, I check the old lessons.
Who do you call to go to the board? What do you call the monitor to go to the board for?
Um, I call the monitor to go to the board to answer my questions.
Uh, Answer my question. What do you do after that?
After that, I begin to give lessons.
What do the still give lesson?
During during
Đúng
the
không?
during lesson.
À đâu, còn câu what do you tell the students to do?
Um, I tell I tell the students to open the book.
So, what do the students do during the class?
The student the student look at the board and listen to me.
What do you assign?
I assign a lot of homework.
Ok, kể chuyện anh nghe nào.
I'm an English teacher. I go to the class every morning. When I enter the class, the students stand up to read. I allow the students to sit down. When before we start new lesson, I check the all lessons.
The lesson.
The all lessons. I call the monitor to go to the board to answer my questions. I allow. I gì đó ta? Lên bảng rồi con hỏi xong rồi. After that, I begin to give lesson. Ủa? Không nữa. Đúng rồi. Em chả nhớ rồi.
Gọi lớp trưởng lên bảng trả lời đã.
Em gọi á.
Thế thì đúng rồi.
Rồi tiếp theo là
Bảo mở sách ra đấy.
dạ. Dạ.
Tiếp theo bảo
I tell student to open the book. The student look at the board and listen to me.
Con mèo nó đang nói cái gì ấy?
Em cũng em bị lộn ấy.
Rồi cứ kể nó đi.
I assign a lot of homework. That's
Lần nữa đi.
Hình như em có bỏ một cái
Rồi kể lại nữa xem nào. Bỏ hay không bỏ, biết ngay mà.
I'm an English teacher. Go to the class every morning. When I enter the class, the students stand up to read. I allow the student to sit down. Before we start new lesson, I check the old lessons. I call the monitor to go to the board to answer my questions. I After that I begin to give lessons, and I tell the student to open the book. The student look at the board and listen to me, and I assign a lot of homework.
Rồi, anh hỏi thêm một số câu này. What
Yeah.
do the student do when you enter the class?
When I enter the class, the students stand up to greet.
What is your job?
I'm an English teacher.
What do you start to do? After that, what do you do after that? After that thì nó chung chung quá nhỉ. What do you allow the students to do?
I allow the student to sit down.
What do the student do during the lesson?
The student look at the board and listen to me.
What do you allow the students to do?
Câu đó anh hỏi gọi.
Trả lời đi.
I allow the student to sit down.
What do you tell the students to do?
I tell the student to open the book.
What do you do before you start new lessons?
Before we start new lesson, we check the old lesson.
Where do you go? Where do you go every morning?
I go to the class every morning.
What do you do after the monitor go to the board? Câu này anh phải đổi một chút cho nó cụ thể hơn.
I tell the monitor go to the board to answer my questions.
What do you assign?
I assign lots of homework.
Còn câu gì không ta? Hết rồi. Không nhớ rồi, thiếu câu gì nữa. Thôi, đến đây thôi, hôm sau học cho anh 2 bài nữa nhé.
Dạ vâng.
Ok. Ok, bye em nhé.
Dạ.